I'm pretty sure the 1952 A Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court is the penultimate Connecticut Yankee film I have to watch. I thought it was the last one. I think there's one more. Are we almost ending on a good note? Yeah, it's not too bad. This was released, of course, in 1952. It's directed by Franklin J. Schaffner, written by Alvin Sapinsley, of course, based on the novel by Mark Twain. I recently read the novel, decided to watch some adaptations. I think this is the shortest one, but we'll come back to that in a moment. And we have a great cast, including Thomas Mitchell as Hank and Boris Karloff as King Arthur, about which I was very, very excited. And the story, very briefly, if you're unaware, is quite close to the adaptation in terms of the initial narrative. Hank wakes up in the realm of King Arthur. He goes back in time after experiencing an injury on his head. He wakes up in a tree and immediately the adventure begins. And certainly that is what happens here. It happens immediately, which is pretty important because the film itself is about an hour, I think just under an hour. And after that, he meets various people from the time of King Arthur and has an adventure and faces potential dangers. And it is definitely, as far as I can remember, the shortest version of the story, and the story is very long with a lot of detail. It's a very, very detailed story. So this is certainly a very condensed version. So if you're looking for a very faithful, detailed adaptation, this might not be the best one to go with, but it still has plenty to offer. The main narrative is still there. It's generally believable, just maybe not as detailed as some versions. It looks good though. I think Hank looked great in his striped suit as he stands in the middle of people in more traditional dress in the time of King Arthur. We have some pretty fun initial interactions, and I think the characters are well written, they're fun, they're fascinating. We have some really great performances and some really good dialogue. The costumes look great, no idea if they're time appropriate, but they do look fantastic in the film. The set designs are okay, and if you're an existing fan of the story, I would without a doubt say this is worth checking out because there's nothing wrong with it. It's very enjoyable. But if you're brand new to the story, I wouldn't say make this your introduction because it is condensed. It doesn't go into much detail. The tone maybe isn't as dark as the novel itself, so it wouldn't be the best overview of the novel. But if there is a specific reason why you want to watch this, for example, you're a fan of somebody in the cast, then you could certainly watch it and follow it. It would make sense. It just wouldn't be quite the same experience as other adaptations, or indeed as it would be with reading the novel. But certainly you don't have to read the book. You can watch this without issue, but it wouldn't be my top recommendation. Either way, though, I thought the 1952 Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court was not bad. As an existing fan, would I call myself a fan? I enjoyed it enough to watch about 10 adaptations, so I guess I have to. As an existing fan of the book, I thought this was pretty decent, and if you're already familiar with the story, I'm certainly happy to recommend it. If you're brand new to the story, proceed with caution, but you'll still be able to follow it, so ultimately, I'd say it's one that's still worth watching.